Well, Michelle, that's of course that the center of the incident, exactly what happened when the shooting transpired. The initial reports had suggested earlier on that someone, particularly a security guard, had been shot at the home of Bilimin Mugabe. This is of course in Hyde Park, but police would later confirm when he was of course arrested on Thursday that it was in fact a gardener who was shot. We understand that this may have transpired from an altercation. It's understood that what we understand is that he may have been upset at the gardener not showing up for work for several days, and this would have led to an altercation. What transpired would be those that gun shooting, 2 gunshot wounds to the back. We understand the gardener then ran out for his life outside of the residency, where he later then collapsed on the other side of the pavement. This, of course, alerting security within the precinct of Hyde Park when police, of course, descended onto the home. But ultimately, what we understand right now, Michelle, as Bilimin Mugabe alongside a 33-year-old suspect are expected to make their first appearance, is that they are likely to face more charges. You'd understand that today they are appearing on a charge of attempted murder, but sources close to the case tell us that prosecutors are likely to add 2 more charges. This includes defeating the ends of justice as well as pointing of a firearm. Now, crucial is, of course, that charge of defeating the ends of justice. This is because at the end of the day, Michelle, after the attempted murder till now, police have yet to find the weapon that was used in this shooting. This is despite obtaining a search warrant on Friday, combing meticulously through the crime scene. We were there on Thursday late into the night, where even police divers were brought in to try and empty out a pool on the premises because they believed that perhaps maybe the weapon may have been submerged in water. And at this point, it still remains a crucial missing part of evidence in this matter. We also understand that at the time of his arrest, Bilimin Mugabe was allegedly told to us by police that he was uncooperative and that they are not ruling out the fact that even at the time, the scene may have been tampered with. You'd understand that after he was arrested by the diplomat policing unit, he was taken to Bromley police station, and right at that crucial moment when this investigation was kicking off, the property in Hyde Park was ultimately left unattended. There was no surveillance. We understand as well from police that at that time several vehicles may have left the property, and that is an issue in itself, as that are we speaking as well about a compromised crime scene. But crucial to this matter as well, Michelle, for many South Africans, and I think as well as the international headlines that this case has made, is whether or not South Africa's justice system will in fact see this matter through. You'd understand that there is a long history, a long shadow, in fact, that is cast over the Mugabe home, particularly when it comes to serious crimes of that nature. This is, of course, dating back about 9 years ago, where Bilimin Mugabe's own mother, the former First Lady of Zimbabwe, Grace Mugabe, faced charges herself of assault. This stems from a case where she beat a model, Gabriella Engels, I believe, with an extension cord back in 2017 in a hotel. You'd remember that this case was then reached to the court. Diplomatic immunity was annulled, but till this day she has not faced any of those charges, and of course, because there isn't a arrest warrant out for her name, she will not be able at this point to step foot in South Africa. This also brings to question who will be here from the Mugabe family to support Bilimin Mugabe as he appears before court today. But as of course, this long history or shadow that's cast over the Mugabe name, the youngest son of the Mugabe family himself, not an innocent role player. He has some history as well back home, a story stemming from him storming a mine. And so a lot of controversy that does surround this family, serious charges that have been laid before him, as well as another accused of attempted murder. And again, we understand possibly more charges. We're yet to see that charge sheet, but it is likely, because the gun remains missing, efforts, massive operations by police, still not able to locate that weapon, does indicate defeating the ends of justice. Michelle.
Thank you, sir.
It's fine.
Yes, pass to the prosecutor.
State refer Honorable Court to case number RC 126/26, State versus Bellarmine, Chatunga Mugabe, accused number 1, and Tobias Mugabe Mutonje, accused number 2. Proceedings are being conducted in Alexandra Regional Court number 2. Today, the 23rd day of February 2026, the court is as follows. Presiding officer, Mr. Ajay Bishop, prosecutor Mapiri, interpreter is Ms. Ngomese, and for both applicants or the accused persons is Mr. S. Munguni. This is the first appearance in the regional court here in Alexandra. Your worship, first thing first, the state is well alive to the fact that the media, number of media houses are present at court, and that there has been application for the media broadcast. The state had the insight of the application, and the state does not have any objection or is not opposing the application if it were to be granted by the Honorable Court. That is the state support of the application by media houses as the court places. I will elaborate on the charges later once the issue of the application has been dealt with. My colleague is here.
Before we deal with the rest of the application, it was held in chambers, but it was only done so we couldn't have done it in full because there's also, I see there's also another queue. Are you only for number 1?
Worship, we at the state hold instructions for both accused.
For both. So then it's fair enough, then there was sufficient representation. So the matter had been heard in chambers. The prosecutor and the defense lawyers were present. I have received opposing affidavit or statement by the defense. At this stage, having regard to all factors and circumstances, the public interest, etc., the court is of opinion that the application for the proceedings in court to be televised, broadcasted, and photographs to be taken, that is in the public interest, and it is granted as per the application.
As the court places. Now the state will therefore take this opportunity, and it is prudent that accused during their first appearance, they should be fully be informed of charges that they are facing. I will therefore ask for the charge sheet to explain who is facing what. Okay. As I already alluded to the fact that there are 2 accused in this case, Bellarmine Chatunga Mugabe, accused 1, and Tobias Mugabe Mutonje. Charges are as follows. Attempted murder, which is count number 1. The state will be applying the doctrine of common purpose. Both of the accused persons are facing that count. We have count number 2, that is defeating and obstructing the course of justice. This is in relation to the firearm that was allegedly used during the commission of the offense, which the firearm up to date has not been recovered. Both of them are facing that charge, doctrine of common purpose. Count number 3, possession of a firearm. It is with great suspicion that this firearm, which had actually been concealed, which we believe is the weapon that was used during the commission of the offense.
We have the weapon.
We haven't got the weapon, and we suspect greatly that this weapon was...
Mr. Prosecutor, so anyway, it's not a stage yet.
Yes,
I'm most likely going to be the trial magistrate.
As the court places.
So I'm not doing the bail application.
That's right. I was informing the court about the charges.
So
But be that as it may, right? The state, thank you for the indulgence. The state is opposing their immediate release on bail. The state still needs to do the profiling of both accused persons, to also check their status in the Republic of South Africa.
But
Those
anyway,
are
be
the...
that as it may, so the defense will indicate whether there's a need for bail.
Indeed, it is their call, by the way.
So at this stage, the investigations are not done.
Far from over. Thank you.
Hopefully not that far. But anyway, thank you, sir. Yes?
Yes, Your Worship. As per the submissions of my learned friend for the state, we have had a preliminary discussion with regards to a proposed bail application, and we've agreed in the interim while they conduct their investigations to sit down the bail application for the 3rd of March. Next week. Tuesday, I think.
3 March.
I've been investing for 20 years, and in that time I found that the most important thing to have is a reliable...
March. The court will be regional court 1 for the bail application, both in custody. Good, you can stand out.
So let me say like today.
Your Worship, no further matters. May I be excused?
Certainly, have a nice day.
You too, Your Worship.
Okay, everybody, I think it's probably opportune then to adjourn for 2 minutes. So please make it an orderly exit.
Alright guys, I know some of you it's your first time to pass through this channel. You are welcome. Please subscribe, making sure that you ring the bell. And I also want to say to my regulars, shout out guys, you must never forget to share the video. It is important. You guys need to understand that the traditional media is really under attack. You can see our television spaces, the radio is being controlled. Look at the current journalists in the country are also being muted. So the space that you can actually hear truth is here. That's one of the reasons why people are attacking Lynn online, because the information she is sharing is very important information. And that information, I must tell you, is coming from reliable sources. There is no issue of CIA or anything. It's coming from reliable sources. I think in general, Zimbabweans are tired, including politicians within the state, are fed up of being controlled and manipulated by criminals. So it's time for us to revamp and restart our country. Honestly, my take is simple. If we do not fix Zimbabwe, it's going to be very costly for many people, including especially the elites, because your children are being raised under very compromised conditions, where they commit crimes and at the same time being protected by politicians. It is dangerous because then your kids will never know where to draw the line. When I look at Chatunga today, I really feel for Grace. Number one, Grace is a lady, and raising boy children is hard without their husband. It's really tough. For those single mothers with boy children, I can tell you that it's not an easy, it's not a walk in the park. So honestly, watching this son going down the way that he does in this round, and seeing the mother breaking down on the other side, it is regrettable. It's sad, but it really boils down to the culture we have built as a country, a culture of impunity. A culture of impunity. Look at Emerson Mnangagwa today and how his sons are behaving in the country. Look at it. And no one, they're untouchable because the fathers got power. But guys, when we say let's change our country, let's do good, let's do things right, we are simply saying we can correct everyone at once. Because all that we are seeing today will eventually pass. So I've always been a person who encourages us to say, yeah, we can really do better than this. It is very sad to watch. As much as I don't, agree with Mugabe in the way that he destroyed Zimbabwe, but I also know these are children. They are trying. They may not be perfect, but they were born into the chaos. Zimbabwe has been chaotic for decades. This is why I have been calling out to say Mnangagwa needs to be shown the door. Because as long as Mnangagwa is in that office, nothing will work. Because he is the problem. He's protecting criminals. Chiwenga came to him and said, listen, these guys that are stealing and looting billions should be arrested. Why are they still roaming around the street? Why are they dining with him? It's because these are his boys. How can you run a country like that? So we need to now converse honestly, religiously, there is a need for change in our country. And this change may not be political, but change of the way we see the world, just to revamp our society, to have a new start, so that at least we are able to live in a peaceful country. And these kids can actually say, you know what, the law is the law. But I also think that it may be God who is arresting him. You know, in life sometimes God allows certain things to happen because he's trying to help a person. I pray that this is a season where Chatunga has to reflect. Maybe he has to sit down and really sit down and say, wow, how can I change my life? Because South Africa is not Zimbabwe. Okay. I mean, I've seen the bigger boys going to prison. I mean, you guys remember Jacob Zuma's story? When people went to Ngandla and said, no one is going to arrest Zuma. But I can never forget how many leaders flew to Ngandla to talk to Zuma and said, you were a leader, you were a president, you presided over this country, you are the one who enacted this law. So you can't now refuse to take accountability, because if you do, then we won't be able to help everyone. And he went to prison. And I think it's coming to Zim. There will be a time where even those that think they are big boys will be taken to prison. The reason is so that we are able to change society. Because otherwise, what are we actually doing? What are we actually doing? I'm very sad to watch this. I am sad. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. I would really love to see your thought, but it's sad. Look at the scenes. Sometimes I become emotional, but you know what? It is what it is. I love you guys. Bless you and bless Zimbabwe. Bye for now.